to Miss Second Language 2011.
I'm one of the MC of today's show. I'm Anna Lai.
And I'm Esther Chen. Hello, Anna. Do you know why there is a Miss Second Language elections? And do you know what is the second language acquisitions? Can you tell me the criteria of our elections?
Okay, I will first define the second language acquisition. It refers to the subconscious or conscious processes by which a language other than the mother tongue is learned in a lectural or tutored setting. And now I will talk about the criteria of the Miss Second Language. First of all, we will elect the most diverse type of motivation in different stages, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary stages. And the second criteria, we have to look for the best type of personality which can facilitate second language learning. At the end, the judges will compare and contrast the different types of personality and motivations of the three nominees.
Shall we please introduce our three nominees?
Now, let's welcome the three nominees to self-introduce themselves. Nominee number 1, Catherine Ching.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine Cheng. I came from a grassroots family. My parents are kind of illiterate, so therefore they seldom look at my academic work. But that doesn't mean they didn't care about my work. They knew that high marks mean good. Therefore, as long as I can get good marks in my test or exam, they are happy. So I also enjoyed more freedom than other kids. However, that means that no one motivates me to learn English in my primary stage. So I have little feelings towards English. English is just a tool for me to climb up the social ladder. Thank you.
Nominee number 2, Yuki Wong.
Hello everyone, my name is Yuki. When I was small, I studied in a traditional EMI primary school, and I'm immersed in the English speaking environment. And I learned English because of parental pressure and teachers' expectation. However, I have little or no motivation since everything was paid by my parents. After that, I realized the importance of learning English since a poor grade will appear in the report card if I didn't do well. Therefore, I was motivated extrinsically in order to maintain a good academic result and not to let my parents down. However, sometimes my motivation was obstructed by some difficult words in the novel, and I considered learning English as a torture. Thank you.
Nominee number 3, Adrian Chang.
Hello, I'm Adrian. I like English when I was small. I loved watching TV and films when I was small. And I found that people with blonde hair and blue eyes or green eyes are very beautiful. I love to imitate them, so I learned English very happily. Thank you.
In this part, the nominees are going to talk about how they motivate themselves to learn English. Nominee number 1, Catherine.
Hi. In my secondary stage, I found my source of motivation. At that time, I always got high marks in English tests or exams. Every time when the teacher gave us back the paper, she announced who got the highest mark. I liked to hear that I was the first in class or I got the highest mark. That feeling of victory extrinsically motivated me to learn and to improve my English. In my tertiary stage, I was instrumentally motivated. I knew that learning English will help me to find a better job. I just have to learn and improve my English. Then I will get a high score in LPAT, and that will decide what kind of job I will get. I know that scoring a 4 will make me the panel head of English. I work very hard towards this goal.
Nominee number 2, Yuki Wong. Hello Yuki, can you tell me what motivated you to learn English?
Of course. When I was promoted to secondary school, the learning environment was less stressful and more relaxing. And this contributed greatly to my motivation in learning English. For example, the satisfactory result in the schoolwork result in the resultative motivation. However, I found that there was a deterioration of my mother tongue language, Chinese, and I feared that my English would also suffer. Therefore, I was instrumentally motivated to be a holistic learner, and I gained every chance in practicing my English. For example, joining a solo speaking competition and a debate competition. After that, my motivation was greatly enhanced with this increasing linguistic self-confidence. In the tertiary stage, I was intrinsically motivated since I was fascinated by the language. Therefore, I applied for the IELTS examination during the summer holiday. After I've entered the Hong Kong Institute of Education, my motivation was mostly intrinsic and instrumental. I appreciate the foreigner's pronunciation, and I was oppressed to attain a satisfactory result in the LPAT examination. Thank you.
Nominee number 3, Adrian. Hello Adrian, can you tell me what contributes to your success in your English learning?
Yes, I can tell you. In the primary stage, I was intrinsically motivated by I learned English because I think English is beautiful. It is just a feeling. Just what I have said in the self-introduction, I love watching TV and films. I remember that I watched Harry Potter when I was 4, and I thought that the characters like Danny Radcliffe and Emma Watson, they're very cute and they spoke very gracefully, and I would like to speak like them. And Hogwarts is so beautiful, and I would like to study there, a dream to study there. Then I just learned English very happily, and then another reason is the political factors. My parents just told me that Hong Kong was becoming a part of China, and there was no democracy, which was not good. I didn't really have much concept about democracy. Just I know that British can vote for their prime minister. When I was in primary school, I would like to vote for my favorite class teacher. Then I liked that system, and so I just liked Britain, and so I learned English. But then when I get into the secondary stage, I know I need to take the HKCE and HKALE, and there are some important public examinations. For HKCE, I must score better results in order to promote to Form 6. And for HKC, I have to score a better result to get into university. I'm under pressure, and I'm just extrinsically motivated. I'm not. Yes. And then when I get into university, I know that I have to study English because I want to have a stable job. I have to be an English teacher in the future, so I need to have another exam, the LPAT. So I'm just extrinsically motivated, and to pass the exam to score a better results. That's the instrumental motivation. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back. After the nominees shared their motivation in the second language acquisitions, so we can now welcome them back to share their personalities, how the personalities affect their learning of second language. Please welcome them back. Hello, nominees. Would you please share your personalities among the others so that you can learn from the others?
Sure. To start with, I would like to say that I'm an extrovert. In my secondary stage, I study in an EMI school, and I study in an international school for my Form 6 and Form 7. The major English in both schools was English. As I am an extrovert, I talk a lot. I grabbed every chance of speaking English. I spoke a lot to my foreign classmates and my NET teachers. I had more chances to practice my English than other students. That improved the fluency of my spoken English. Also, I would say that I am a risk taker. Most students think that making mistakes or errors in English lesson are very embarrassing, but I am not afraid of that. So I answered as much question as I can in the English lesson. I also spoke a lot in English. Both my teachers and classmates will correct my mistake immediately and directly. That really helps me to improve the accuracy of my spoken English. Thank you.
Hello. As an extrovert, I tend to be outgoing and talkative. I'm impulsive and tend to jump right to the situation. And I talk a lot in the classroom and make new friends in a long classroom language learning environment in order to practice my English. As a nurturer, I'm inclined to the sensing type of personality. I prefer factual information rather than speculation. And I love to learn through the explanations of the grammatical rules before I am expected to apply them. And this can be also reflected in my English learning process. I would also buy reference book with rules and explanations of various grammar features for my self-revision. Thank you.
Hello, I'm an introvert. I love to learn English by watching television or watching the films or reading the books. And I like to read some genres that I like, for example, the romance books or the romance movie. And I'm a good student, and I prefer doing exercise given by my teachers. And I like to do that because I think I can remember the grammar rules taught by my teachers. And I'm kind of feeling learners. I refuse to analyze the language itself. I would not try to analyze the structure of the sentences about the grammatical things. I would just like to follow what is correct and what is not. I would just follow what is correct. For example, when people wrote that correctly, I would just make use of that and then to write my own sentence. And I listen to somebody and I think that is good, and I would just speak like them, but without analyzing anything. Thank you.
Hello, I'm one of the judges of Esther Chen. Before we give some constructive feedback and comments to our nominees, we are now first to summarize their motivation chart. First, look at the Catherine case. Actually, her motivation started at a lower point because she gets no encouragement when she was small. However, in the secondary and tertiary stage, it increased gradually because she loved being praised and she wanted to get a high salary and better job. Now, this is the Yuki case. Actually, we can see that in the primary stage, she faced a lot of parent pressure and teacher expectations. She may felt some pressure so that the motivation drop does not start at a greater point. However, in the secondary and tertiary stage, it increased sharply because she was in a better learning environment and motivated by the public examinations. So we can see that it is an increasing types of motivations. Now, this is the Adrian case. Actually, the motivation changed from mostly intrinsic to mostly extrinsic and instrumental from time to time. She started at a very great point because she was motivated by the beauty of English and the democracy in UK. However, it gradually developed in the secondary and tertiary stage because she faced a lot of pressure from the public examinations. This hindered her motivations in studying English.
In general, in terms of motivation, they share some similarities. First of all, they are motivated by examination, and they believe that having high proficiency of English can benefit from the future career. However, they have some unique features in terms of motivation. First of all, number one nominee, Catherine, she enjoyed the praises from her family. And Adrian, nominee number 3, she appreciates the beauty of English and is affected by the political factors such as the democracy system of UK. Yuki Wong is the somewhat in between the continuum. She is affected by the pressure from family, and which is extrinsic, and is also affected by the intrinsic motivation, which is she enjoys participating in the English-related activities. When we talk about the personality, because they come from different backgrounds, which affect them a lot on the personality. Yuki Wong is very sociable and outgoing. She prefers to improve her second language by communicating with the others. Catherine is quite aggressive and she grabs any chance to learn English. And with the help of her friends, she becomes very fluent in talking in English. And Adrian, she's a kind of introvert. She prefers learning by herself and through watching TV and listening to music or doing exercise on her own. They have different types of personality, and we can't disagree with them for anyone. Thank you.
Let's see what I get. Yes, this is the result. Before the result is announced, I want to make some conclusion. To conclude, there is no critical point to find out the winners at learning process is facilitated by different ways. We can see that in this graph, there are 16 types of personalities. Learners should find their own ways that suit them the most. Besides, before they start to learn, learners should be like our smart nominees to observe their ways of learning and find out their personality. They have to find the motivation which is most suitable for them, and they have to appreciate the others so that they can learn from the others to how to acquire the second language more successfully. Now, here's come the results. And who will be the winners? Let's welcome our 3 nominees. Can you show our audience your competence in getting the Second Language 2011?